Hello, we are here joined with Dustin Downey from Idaho State University Women's Soccer, and we have a few questions for you.
Shoot away.
First question is, who is your biggest inspiration in sports?
There's a few. I think when you grow up, obviously, I'd say most people would say their family, their parents. Get them involved in sport and take them where they need to be, and give you little life lessons when you get back in the car. And
So what was your first coaching experience?
first coaching experience would probably be, I'm trying to remember, probably like camps when I was in college. Probably working some like college summer camps with the college team. Being like helping out at summer, helping coach teams, stuff like that. And then I think I was coaching some club teams as well. Just after college, got involved with like a little local youth club. And then also I was coaching some high school.
That's great. Our next question is, can you tell us a little bit about the different licensing processes for soccer coaches?
Yeah, I can try to explain that. It's one of the few sports where you actually have like an education. I think like football and basketball, it's kind of like mentorship, and you kind of work your way up and networking, and it's just kind of, there's no real like structure in regard to education, where soccer licenses are meant to like educate coaches on how to teach, how to coach, which is really cool. And it kind of works with like, you want to start with like a younger age group. So you want to learn how to coach little kids, what that looks like, and then how to coach like the next age group. So like 7 to 9, and then 10 to 13, and then 14 to 17, and then adults, and then pro, right? So you kind of work your way up. And I think the other thing is like, as you progress through them, it's not so much about coaching as it is managing. You have to learn how to coach, but then you also have to learn how to manage. And those are two different things.
Yeah.
Like, I can do the X's and O's, but if I can't talk to you and like relate to you and communicate to you, then it doesn't matter the X's and O's. Like, I've already lost you because we're not going to be on the same page. And so you have to be able to manage everybody, but also manage the player, manage the team. Those are two different things as well. So yeah, there's a lot that kind of goes into educating coaches and how to kind of be a jack of all trades, really.
When did you know that coaching was what you wanted to pursue as a career?
Yeah, it was probably my first college job. I went to school for film and TV, like production, broadcasting, communication sort of stuff. And I was doing some like club coaching, high school coaching, working camps, maybe some like individual sessions, kind of always doing that on the side. But I was also doing like independent production stuff, like editing and filming and sort of stuff. But then the women's head coach at Western Kentucky called. I would go back and work camp for him every summer. And he called and said, "Hey, we're gonna be able to add another coach to our staff. It'll be like basically a part-time job. This is, he's like, I think you'd be great for it. Would you be interested?" And I was like, yeah, I think so. And that just kickstarted it. And then I got there and I'm like, okay, yep, this is me. This is what I'm passionate about. Yeah. The fact I was doing something else is crazy. Like, so it's definitely that really kickstarted my career for sure, was that first assistant coaching job at Western Kentucky with the women's program.
How did you get involved with U.S. Soccer and their recruiting?
Like the talent identification stuff.
Yeah.
I think I was just kind of took that upon myself. So I took my C license course, and my instructor also coaches collegiate soccer, Division II soccer, at Columbus State University. Jay Enlick, great guy, consider him one of my mentors. And so kind of knew he was involved and just stayed in touch. I started like, hey, can I come work your camp in the summer? Oh yeah. Yeah, boy, come on down. He's got that's how I talk. And enjoyed working the camp there. And then just really, again, wanted to be the best version of myself. So I wanted to always keep doing more. What can I do? What can I do? How can I improve myself? Hey, again, Jay, I know you're working these camps down in Atlanta. Can I come watch? I'll drive down. I'll do whatever. If you need me, just pick stuff up or whatever. Can I come? He's like, yeah. He said, come on down. I'll let you work. I'll put you to work. And so I started driving like from Bowling Green, Kentucky, like 5 hours down to Atlanta, worked for 3 hours, drove 5 hours back. And that was like one day. But I'm like, you know what? This is good. This is cool. Like, I'm getting to do something, get my name out there, growing, learning, getting some respect from the other people. And then the Louisville, Kentucky area, kind of got one, Cincinnati, Louisville, which is a little bit closer. It was like 3-4 hours for me. And so I just reached out to them, said, hey, I was working the ones in Atlanta. Can I just come to this one now? It's a little bit closer. And they let me do that one. And then I moved to Chicago, and obviously the headquarters is there in Chicago. Let them know what I was doing, and then met with the director of talent identification. Met at Spoken Bird there on I think it was on Michigan Avenue, right there on down there by the house, and just had lunch. And here's my resume, and yeah, just kind of learned. And recently, like I said, I guess it was 2 years ago, took a talent identification course as well through soccer, which honestly I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Like, it's a lot more than just going, oh, this kid's good. There's so much more that goes into it. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. But that's kind of how it started. Just honestly, just grinding, putting the work in, and not afraid to do what a lot of people don't want to do, which is drive or take their time to do it. So yeah, it's cool. I love it. It's really fun.
So you might have talked about this a little bit already, but can you just walk us through how you became the head coach of a women's D1 soccer team?
Yeah. Well, I coached a club undefeated, and at the word got out, and they're like, man, this guy has got something now. That was kind of weird. I mean, obviously I was at University of Illinois, Chicago. Before that, I was at Western Kentucky University for 7 seasons, I think, 2012 through 2019 as an assistant coach, but also in 2 different conferences. So like, it was one of those teams that moved conferences while I was there. So
yeah,
we kind of moved up, I would say, a conference. Most have to like find a new job to like work their way up, but I kind of got like a weird, like, I didn't have to go anywhere, and kind of got a promotion to like a better league kind of. So that was cool. Then it was just time for me to grow and learn. If I wanted to be a head coach, I felt like I needed to work for somebody else to get other ideas, other things, learn from someone else versus the same person. So I went to UIC, worked for Tom and Agnes, who has done well. Like, everywhere he's been, he's like turns dirt to gold. So I'm like, I got to work for this guy. He's doing something right. I'm going to learn. And it's a completely different coaching experience. Like, everybody told me, be prepared to work. This guy is a grinder, and they were not wrong. Like, we worked our butts off, but we were really successful, and I learned a lot of different things I didn't learn in my other school. And then there was a coaching change, and then they hired a new head coach. And so, he brought in his own staff. So then I joined SC United. And then after that season, had a couple of job things come up, and then kind of randomly got a phone call from a guy saying, hey, I was told to reach out to you. Actually, it was Coach Entlick, Coach Jay, who was like the guy down at Columbus State, to give him my name. And yeah, kind of talked to them, and then got on the phone with the administration, visited. They told me their plan, and I was kind of like, all right, it's going to be a challenge, but as you can tell from the title, I love a challenge. So let's see if we can get this thing going.
Do you have any further coaching aspirations past Idaho State?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think most coaches always have, or should always have, something that they're driven for. I don't think Katerina knows this, but actually, I got approached by San Diego Wave actually before I took the Idaho State job.
Wow.
At the coach position. So my resume got across Joe Ellis's desk, and general manager reached out. That was really cool, like, exciting opportunity to have like an interview with an NWSL team.
That's amazing.
But I would love to, I think, that would be my next real venture, is to like get into the pro realm, see how that goes, just learn more, see how far I can go with that. And then potentially maybe more with US soccer. I think I've got my foot in the door, but it'd be really cool to see how far I can go with that as well, whether it's scouting or coaching or more talent identification, whatever it might be, but like continuously kind of working my way up to try to be at the highest level, right? So that would be professional or even international with my country. So those would be the next on my to-do list after college soccer.
Yeah, that's great. And our last question is, what advice would you give people that are looking to make soccer coaching their like life passion career?
Yeah, a couple things that come to mind. First is like, don't be afraid to like grind. I think we're starting to get into like this mentality where like people just want things given to them.
Mhm.
I mean, it's great if you can get it, but that's really not like very realistic because all the different trials and things I did, and like, hey, can I work your camp? I was working camp at University of Tennessee for Brian Pinsky, who's now at Florida State. So that's the guy I reached out to and worked for. University of Indiana, Division II. Those were like, can I come work your camps? Hey, can I come work your camps? Network, grow. Show people that you're hardworking, organized, disciplined, all those things, and do a good job at like going so that people see that. And then with that also like continuously educate yourself. Like what things can you do to get better? Never get complacent. Never be like I know it all, because I feel like the more that you think it's probably the opposite. The less you probably do. So reach out to others. What else can you learn? How are other people doing stuff? Read books. Educate yourself. Be a constant learner.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, well, another one is like ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I think there's all this kind of like, again, I don't want to seem weak or I don't need help. It's like, no, it's okay. Reach out to your friends, ask for help, borrow, steal, whatever you want to call it. Like there's no right or wrong way to coach,
Yeah.
right? You could coach soccer completely different and get the same results as me. So what you do and what I do is completely different, but doesn't mean it's right or wrong. So be open to like new things and ideas and ask for help and questions. And the last thing I'll say, I couldn't remember what it was, but now it's like, don't be afraid to like, you have to be a leader to coach, right? Leading is a very challenging concept. There's a lot that goes to leading. But the biggest thing is like, you're not going to make everybody happy. And I think sometimes that can be really challenging.
Yeah.
Very, it can kill your confidence, because we're all humans. I don't think humans intentionally want to hurt other people's feelings. Like that's just not in human nature to like make people feel bad. But being a leader, sometimes that happens. Just stick with your guns, be confident in who you are. You're going to have to make tough decisions. And with that comes, not making everybody happy. And you have to just kind of say, I believe in myself and what I'm doing is right, and kind of move on. And that just has to be part of it, which can be tough. But
Yeah.
those would be the advice I would say for coaches or for people that want to be coaches.
Great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to have this interview, and good luck with the upcoming season.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.